Okay, we got youth now. Okay, you're going to have to remind me because it's been a while since we did the album. Who did youth? Moon already answered it. Yunho and Mingi. Oh, Mingi. Is that right? Yunho and Mingi. All right, this is youth. I feel like this is another one that stood out to me. Is that right? Do you remember? Gonna find out. Let's get it. Now I remember this song. Okay. Whew.
복잡한 세상이 아닌 내 마음이 나를 물고서 놓아주질 않고 있어. 정답을 몰라 머리가 아파 오르는 청춘이란 그 한 단어에 슬픔을 기쁨이라 말하고 지금을 즐기라고 더 듣기 힘든 말만 나오고 있어. 그대는 그때를 즐기셨나요? 아픔보다 행복이 더 컸나요? 잠조차도 자기 힘든데 yeah. 현실의 꿈을 실현하기에 yeah, yeah. 난 너무 어려워 지금은 어려워 Say no 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 no
Nice.
no.
Oh.
힘든 걸까요? 왜 그렇게 잘못했나요? 술 한잔에 yeah. 털어버리나요? yeah. 왜 이렇게 힘든 걸까요? 왜 그렇게 잘못했나요? 술 한잔에 yeah. 털어버리나요? 마지막인 듯한 내 춤을 춰 쏟아지는 비처럼 괜히 빛나고 싶어 별빛 밤하늘을 보며 너에게 기대고 싶어 날 보면 환히 웃어줘
Oh, whoa!
날 보면 환히
Look at the shadow with the arrows in his back. Whew.
왜 이렇게 힘든 걸까요? 왜 그렇게 잘못했나요?
Wow.
혼자였던 스물의 바람아
Is there a place I can rest? Man, the fire on the roof almost looked like it says something. It's hard to tell, though. I could just make some stuff up, but... Okay, didn't miss anything. Is there a place I can rest? Man, this dance that happens here. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Let me ask you something. We're looking at, I'm watching this dance right here, this choreo. I know a lot of you obviously are fans of choreo. Duh, right? But when you watch choreo, do you watch it so intensely that you're trying to figure out what the choreo itself is saying? Do you do that? Let me check my pizza while you answer. Okay. You do. Some of you not really. You just like watching the choreo. No, it's not a wrong answer. Okay. Just curious. Okay. Because, like, I'm watching this, and according to the lyrics, it makes sense, right? Like, first of all, is there a place I can rest? Well, this beginning makes perfect sense. But now think about the message of the song and living each day as if it's your last. Is there a place I can rest? Watch the movements that he's doing. So down to the knees. Even down to this, the exhaustion, right? Reaching up and then climbing back up. Ooh, nice. That drop into Mingy's voice, and at the same time cutting out of the choreo scene and into the fire. That's a heavy hitter right there. Here's a question I have for you, ATEEZ. Is there lore in this one the same way that there was with everything? Pizza's here. There is. Okay. Well, then I have a question. Actually, I don't know if it's a question so much, but this is what I noticed. The song is called Youth, okay? Now, first of all, that shot where we're seeing the scratch on his face, I mean, and we see a bunch of these shots, but this one specifically is highlighted on his face like, hey, pay attention, boom. But this mask looks like it is several different masks kind of hybrid into one. Does anybody else see that? Yes, of course. Okay. is this part of the lore, or is this just something that goes with the notion of youth? Because I feel like, in my experience, this mask concept of the several different, some are broken, but they're all kind of part of one, is extremely, like, could be related, parallel to youth. It's a part of youth. Thank you. You're the best wife all day. It got delivered. Okay, what did I ask? I feel like it was a really good question. Mingy. Oh, the mask. That's right. So, did anybody answer me is the question. It sounds like a mini memory, mental health problem, and might remember talking to a shrink. Everything is lore. We just don't know all. Oh, really? Masks may have a deeper meaning. Okay, that's good. So it might be lore. It might be symbolism. Oh, see, this is the game that I love so much. Because let's be honest, right? If we, and it sounds like nobody really knows, which I think is really kind of great. Because for me, that's the best part, is us trying to figure out between all of us, like, what kind of makes sense here? Is that logical? Is it nonsense? Don't answer that. But yeah, it's up for interpretation. So you hearing my interpretation, which might be similar to yours, or if you have something different, oh, I love that game. Ha 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 ha. Oh, I love that. Because if it's not lore-based, that is a really, really great creative decision that somebody made as some kind of parallel to youth. That if you don't get it, like if you don't interpret it that way, and that just looks like a guy with a dark mask, it doesn't mean anything. But if it hits you and you go, oh shit, that's how my upbringing was, where today I had on this mask, and then depending on who I was with or what situation or which adults I was around, I got to put on this mask. Now, some of us still might be guilty of that when we are around our friends or family or loved ones or whatever. But if it's not lore, that is a wicked creative way to present this concept. Flabbergasted. I love it. And I hope it's not part of the lore. I don't normally say stuff like that, but that is a really nice touch. And then to see later, I think it was Mingy that was sitting at the desk. And then and then we have all of them. Now, not to say, as Joyce says, not to say that all of these are his personas, but if we look at symbolism here, maybe it could mean that in his position, he's dealing with multiple people, and every single one of them has these different personas or masks or facades, and you don't know which one's which. So be honest, like, how many of us feel like that is a daily thing that we struggle with, is kind of knowing, like, am I talking to you, or am I talking to, like, who you want me to think you are? That shit is tricky. I love this game.